Welcome to another Men and His series between Zetubo Sigwe, Ezikolomuo. Today I want to discuss women in Ordinana. Women in Ordinana. The role and place of women in modern practice of Ordinana is a bit confusing, perplexing, and complicated. The Igbo world of before Ehiwulubo is divided into men's world and women's world. The role of women we are clearly mapped out. Their rules, what is expected of them, we are clearly mapped out. The role of men, we are clearly mapped out. In fact, a man has his own home hut. A woman has his own what? Hut. It's not like now, men and women now live in the same what? House. Then, there was a clear definition. There was a clear division. But it is not so right now. So, and how everything is all mixed up now, how we are all living together, that's how responsibilities and what is expected of from men, from women are all so confusing and what? Mixed up. There is no clear demarcation today between the man's world and the women's world. Both are all mixed up. The rules and approach to Ordinana for women and is now what? Confusing because of this what? Mix up. No clarity. Now, let's look at women in Ordinana from these three perspectives. What to expect from women in Ordinana? Let's look at it from three perspectives. Number one perspective is women living under, when a woman is living under her father's roof in Ordinana, what is expected of her? Number two perspective is what? A woman living under her husband or living with her husband. Why not Adi? Let's look at it from that perspective. Then the third perspective, a woman living alone, a woman on her own, be it a single mother, a single lady, a working class lady, you are just staying on your own, in control of your affairs without any father or husband. What is expected of these three classes of women in terms of spirituality in Ordinana Igbo? Number one, women living under her father's what? Roof. Let's explore. A woman living with her father has little or no role to play in Ordinana. A woman living with her father has little or no role to play in Ordinana. Your father that you are living with is the head. We must understand that in Ordinana, the man is the leader. There is nothing like you waking up in the morning and praying to your Shia and praying to your ancestors and praying to the gods of the land as a woman living under her father's roof. Such thing does not what? Exist. Such thing does not what? Exist. You are expected that your father will take care of your what? Spiritual needs. You are under his protection. You are under his protection. So his morning prayers and morning ego fault covers you as a woman. Number two, her father is expected. The father is expected to be the intermediary between her and her forces. The only leeway here is if the woman wants to go to the sacred grove of a god, of the community god or another god, and goes there and conduct her business there. But once it's within her father's compound, the father is the intermediary, the go-between. Number three, in absence of her father, her brothers. In absence of, remember what we are saying is a woman living under her father's what? Roof, in her father's house. Authority is well defined in Ordinana. Is well defined. So in absence of her father, her brothers. So when these two are indifferent to Ordinana, there becomes a problem for such women. There becomes what? A problem for such women. In the end, I will address this particular problem. Now, let's look at a woman living under with her husband. A woman living with her husband. Let's look at her role in respect to Ordinana. You must understand that Ordinana is not like Christianity, where a woman wakes up and conducts morning prayer with the children or even with the husband and leads morning prayer. You don't do that in Ordinana. It needs to be clear. Number one, a woman living with her husband has more flexibility than a woman living with her father. A married woman is expected to be given a space to conduct, to deal with her what? Family's what? Forces. She's expected to be given a spouse by right. She's expected to be given a spot. So that's why I say that she's more freer. Ordinarily, those things in her father's house, she will not be doing it because it's her father that is expected. So, but now that she has gone, she's now in her husband's house. She is expected to do what? To deal with those forces directly now. To talk to those forces. She can now wake up in the morning and go directly to where they have given her own space and deal and communicate and do her morning ritual with those forces, or once in a while, depending on the arrangement with the forces. She's expected to have her own altar for her family forces, like I explained. She moderates her affairs on this altar. She doesn't need her husband as a go-between. Where her husband comes in is if there is going to be a sacrifice. Her husband only comes in to cut it, to slaughter the sacrificial lamb. Aside that, no. If the husband cannot do it, the son. When there is no husband, there is no son to do it, but you are living in your husband's house, then another problem has what? Arisen. What do you do in such situation? Our advice, don't kill. Nyamwa hefa hanando. Nyamwa hefa hanagono nando. Now, let's look at a woman living all alone. When a woman is living all alone. A woman living by herself, who has her own space, is not living in her father. All alone does not mean you are the only one living in your father's house. If you are the only one living in your father's house, you are not living all alone. I'm saying you have your own space. You paid for your own space. You bought your own land. And once this is the scenario, then that woman is a deity on her own. All the more. Without any rule. She's a free bird. So as far as the space belongs to her, she is beholden to her forces, what she does within that space. You don't tell her what to do in that space. If it's only a name, she's only accountable in terms of limitation to the community she's residing in, the do's and don'ts of the community she's residing in. She's accountable to the do's and don'ts, not family now, because she's her own family. She's only accountable to or she's limited only to the do's and don'ts of that family she's residing in, where she has her own space. Now, we must understand that in the past, this is difficult for this kind of scenario to arise. But modernity has made it possible. Modernity has made it what? Possible. So if modernity has made it possible, we must understand that a woman who has her own space is free to do whatever she likes inside that space, except whatever she's doing there is conflicting with the rules of the community, do's and don'ts of the community. Now, let's go back to when your husband or your father, they are not Ordinana. So they are not supportive of Ordinana practices, and you are living with your father or you are living with your husband. What will you do? There are two choices here. Number one, if you are living with your father and he's not supportive of Ordinana, what is expected of you to do? You have one choice. Stop Ordinana and do the bidding of your father. The second choice, leave the house and go and find your own space. If you are married to a man, your husband, and he is not supportive of your Ordinana, once you are living under that roof with the man, two things are involved. You need to convince the man that you have the right to do what? To give you your own space where you do what you want. Or he is the one trying to force you out of that marriage for not allowing you to do what you have the liberty. Ndeba isi na ife onye tolulu oge abrosa. Ife onye tolulu oge abrosa. So he must give you your own space. If he does not want to give you your own space, he is the one looking for trouble, trying to force you out of the marriage. So, but this thing is what you will clearly explain. It's not what I have noticed that some people in Ordinana have communication problem when there is always differences. When they meet, when they have a father or a husband that is not supportive of this, or when they have parents, or they don't know how to manage the situation. If any namba, at times some things should be clearly explained to some people for them to understand, and those people that will understand at times needs time for them to do what? Understand. In that time that they need time, you need wisdom to handle that space before they come to their senses. Now, I believe that we have sorted out this issue. If you have any question, I'll wait in the comment section. Thank you. Thank you for watching this video. If you like the video, please like, subscribe, and share. I would like to hear from some of you. If you have any question, please, you can reach me through the number on the screen, or my email address, or my other social media handles. Thank you. Thank you.